Welcome, YouTubers. Today, our topic is the truth about the Book of Life. I'll discuss several aspects about this book, like what it is, when it was written, and can or will changes be made to it, and if so, what those changes might be. First, let's answer the question, what is the Book of Life? Well, the Bible speaks of books, and the Book of Life is just one of those books that will be opened by God at the end of the age. Revelation 20:12 speaks of the book of life and the books of works. John says, "And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were opened. And another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works." Well, I'm not going to be discussing the books of works today. We're going to focus on the book of life. And we'll start with what John said in Revelation 20:15, that whosoever was not found in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Now, we can postulate, based on this scripture, that only those whose names are found written in the book of life will spend eternity with God, and all others will be cast into the lake of fire. When was the book written? Well, everything that has happened, is happening now, and will happen in the future, has already happened from the foundation of the world. God knew us before we were formed in our mother's womb. Christ was crucified from the foundation of the world, and the book of life was written from the foundation of the world. Revelation 17:8 says, "The beast that thou sawest was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is." Some time ago, when I was searching for a place to fellowship, I would go to different buildings on Sunday and listen to pastors. And during the course of the service, they would make what they called an altar call. And they would invite sinners to come up to repeat a prayer that he called the sinner's prayer after him. And then after they would repeat the prayer, he would announce to the congregation and to these people that they were now saved, and their names were added to the book of life, something like that. That's simply not true. There is no scripture to support telling people that their names are added to the book. It's either there from the foundation of the world or it's not. And if you're going to say something like that, where is your scripture to back it up? Now, a lot of pastors and individuals are now reading Revelation with a better understanding, and so now they've gone in another direction. And they're saying that everybody's name was in the book of life before the foundation of the world. Well, that teaching contradicts Matthew 13:24-30, where Jesus talks about tares, the children of the devil, and Acts 13:10, where Paul calls Bar-Jesus, or Elymas, a child of the devil. Why would the names of Satan's children be written in God's book of life? It doesn't make sense. And there's another point. If all the names were written, like they say, from the foundation of the world, then what is Revelation 17:8 talking about when it says the names that were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world? That's a discrepancy. And I'd like to see some of the scripture that they have to support this teaching. Where is it written? All right, from the scripture, we can see that names are not added, but can names be taken out or removed? Here are two scriptures for you to think about. The first one is Revelation 5:3, where Jesus said, "He that overcometh shall be clothed in white raiment, and I will not blot out his name, but I will confess him before my Father and before his angels." And then in Revelation 22:19, John says, "If any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in the book. Now, why would God blot a name out of the book of life? Well, I just read Revelation 22:19, and it told us that those who would take away from John's prophecy or add to it, his name would be removed from God's book. But another one is in Revelation 3:5, where Jesus said, "He that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white raiment, and I will not blot out his name out of the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels." This scripture says that we must be overcomers. We must overcome sin and everything that will hinder our walk with the Father. I once heard a pastor say, when he read these scriptures, that God was joking when he said it. Well, I have a question. If that's true, and it's not, what else is God joking about in the Bible? Something to think about. Now, you might ask, why is it necessary for me to know that the book of life was written from the foundation of the world and that names were not added, but God can blot names out of the book? Why is that important to me? Well, I can think of a good reason. Just knowing that your name was written in the book of life from the foundation of the world and that it can be taken out by God should be incentive enough for you to live a righteous and holy life, to walk circumspect, and cast off every weight that can cause you to stumble or fall. Because in Ephesians 1:4, Paul wrote, "According as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love." Those are the people whose names will remain in the book of life. Thank you for listening.